Welcome to the Home Support Training. This is a training for deaf parents. We will learn specific strategies to support communication in the home. This training was developed by the Illinois Service Resource Center, ISRC, a service and resource center of the Illinois State Board of Education. ISRC provides behavior support for students who are deaf, hard of hearing, or visually impaired. This video module series is a collaborative effort between ISRC, CHS, and DCFS. There are a total of 7 modules in this video series. Each module will focus on a specific topic. This module will focus on behavior. We will talk about why the behavior may be happening and how you can teach your child appropriate behaviors. First, we need to identify the behavior that you want to change. What does that behavior look like? Perhaps it's yelling or hitting, or maybe running out of the room, or name-calling, or defiance. Next, think about how often it happens and how long it lasts. Every day, during mealtime, in the morning, when getting ready for school. What triggers that behavior? Are they hungry or tired? Are they feeling insecure or anxious? What happens before the behavior? Where does the behavior happen? At home, at the store, at a relative's house? And then think about what happens after your child does that behavior. How do you respond? Is your child getting positive or negative attention from you? After we identify the behavior, we need to identify why the behavior happens. Behavior is a way of communicating. Often children behave in specific ways for 2 main reasons: to get something or to avoid something. Perhaps to get or avoid attention, or to get or avoid work at school or at home, or to get or avoid a tangible item such as a toy, book, phone, tablet, or food. They could also be doing the behavior to avoid or get sensory input. Maybe something is too loud or they need deep pressure, such as a hug. Think about why these behaviors are happening. What do you think the child may be trying to get or avoid? Sam runs away when it's time to take a bath. Perhaps Sam is trying to avoid the sensory input of scrubbing during bath time. Or perhaps Sam enjoys the attention from the parent chasing them. How about when Anna throws food on the floor during meals? She may be trying to avoid eating the food because she dislikes the taste or texture. Or maybe she is trying to get her parent to look up from their phone and look at her. How about when Juan stomps his foot? He may be trying to avoid complying with a request, or he may be trying to get someone's attention. If Kendra throws herself to the floor at the store, maybe she's trying to avoid shopping because she's too tired. Or maybe she's trying to get a toy she has learned if she throws herself to the floor, her parents buy her the toy. When Antoine brings his dishes to the sink, he may be trying to avoid eating the rest of his food or staying at the table. Or maybe he is seeking praise for cleaning up after himself. These are all possibilities. Really think about why your child is doing a certain behavior. After you've identified the behavior you want to decrease or eliminate, you need to identify what is the replacement behavior. What is the behavior you want to see instead? For example, don't wear your shoes in the house. We have identified that we don't want them to wear their shoes in the house. What would be a possible replacement behavior? Instead of wearing their shoes in the house, maybe they could wear socks or slippers or just remove their shoes. Another example, don't hit your brother. We've identified the behavior we don't want to see, hitting. What would be a positive replacement behavior? Maybe they could walk out of the room or count to 10 or hit a pillow instead. Now that you've identified the unwanted behavior and the preferred replacement behavior, it is time to teach your child the new behavior. We can do this by using the teach, model, prompt, reinforce strategy. Using the teach, model, prompt, reinforce strategy requires us to do a little bit of planning ahead of time. First, let's think about teach. When we teach a new behavior, we must teach our child what they should do or say. We can teach specific skills and behaviors. How will you teach your child the new replacement behavior? Perhaps you can write a social narrative or a short story with your child as the main character who is doing the desired behavior. Or you can use visuals with pictures or drawings. If your child is old enough, you could use written step-by-step directions. You could also teach by just explaining what needs to happen and why. Let's look at a few examples. Here's an example of a social narrative. Sam has safe behavior at home. Sam keeps his hands and feet to himself. Sam uses his words to tell how he feels. Sam takes deep breaths to calm down. Sam's parents praise Sam for being safe. Sam is happy when Sam is safe. That is a simple story that Sam can read with his parents to help him understand what safe behaviors at home look like. You can also see a visual chart that shows the steps of getting ready for bed. Wash my face, brush my teeth, put on my pajamas. When the steps are listed out visually like this, you and your child can both refer back to the visual to know what the expected behaviors are. This is an example of a visual that was created at makebeliefscomics.com, where you can create your own comic strips. You can see that the person is thinking out loud in this comic. I feel worried when I do not understand my math homework. And then the next thought is, I can talk to my teacher after class ask a friend for help, or write my teacher a note. The final thought shows, I feel better when I can solve a problem. This visual reminds your child to stop and think through some possible solutions, and then they will feel good about their problem-solving skills. Next is model. How will we model or show the new behavior? You, as the parent, could demonstrate or act out the desired behavior. Your child can role play the desired behavior. The two of you can act out the situation and show what should happen. You could also make a video of the new behavior with your child as the movie star. And peer modeling is an option as well. Perhaps a sibling or friend can show the desired behavior in action. What other ways can you think of to model the new behavior? Let's look at a couple examples. Peer modeling is an idea that you can use to show desired behaviors. Pair up with siblings or friends and take turns demonstrating the desired behavior. Another helpful modeling strategy is when we, as adults, narrate our behavior. We think out loud and show them what we're thinking. Your thought process is not visible. Narrating your thought process teaches internal voice and thought processes. This helps your child to choose appropriate behaviors and coping strategies and prioritize next steps. For example, I am frustrated right now. I would like to play, but it's time to work. I will do my work first and then play later. It is hard to wait, but I will feel good when my work is finished. This shows your child that you have to think through situations and make behavior choices too. When teaching and modeling new behaviors, break tasks down into steps and then teach one step at a time or in small chunks. This reduces frustration and increases the likelihood of compliance and consistency. Here is a visual step-by-step breakdown of how to brush your teeth. Using the step-by-step breakdown, create a video. Video modeling can be fun. Create a video of your child demonstrating the desired behavior. Watch the video together and have your child imitate the behavior. For example, you and your child can make a video of them brushing their teeth and walking through each of the steps. First, I grab my toothbrush, then turn on the water and get my toothbrush wet. Then I add a small amount of toothpaste on the brush and put the toothbrush in my mouth. Then I brush the top, brush the bottom, brush the sides, both sides, then do it all over again one more time. Then I spit out the toothpaste and rinse my mouth out with water. I clean off my toothbrush and put it away in a cup. And I put the cap back on the toothpaste and turn off the water. All done. After teach and model, we must prompt. Prompt is when we give a reminder of the new behavior. Remember the "I don't want you to wear shoes in the house" example earlier? In this situation, the prompt could be given before you enter the house by saying, "When we go into the house, we are going to take off our shoes and then." This gives your child a reminder of the new expected behavior. If you know that your child tends to run around at the store, and you are replacing that behavior with an expectation to keep one hand on the cart, then remind them of that expected new behavior before walking into the store. You can use the visual charts or timers as a prompt, such as for learning how to get dressed independently with pictures showing each step of getting dressed, or using a timer to show how much time they have for free playtime on the phone. There are different levels of prompting, ranging from fully independent to needing full physical assistance. Independent is when your child is able to perform the task on their own with no prompts or assistance. Indirect prompt is when you ask your child what is expected, or what's next, or use body language, such as questioning hand motion with a shrug. Direct prompt is when you tell your child exactly what they are expected to do, such as make your bed. Gesture is when you indicate what you want the child to do, such as pointing. Modeling is when you show your child what you want them to do. Partial physical assistance is when you provide minimal physical contact as guidance, such as nudge their elbow to encourage them to start writing. Full physical assistance is when you provide hand-over-hand guidance to help your child complete the desired task. Here is an example of how you can use visuals as a prompt or reminder of desired and expected behaviors. Both words and pictures are used to show specific behaviors your child is expected to learn and use. Then we must reinforce. After your child uses the new behavior, even if you help them, reinforce it. Let them know you saw them choose the new behavior and praise them. Ignore the undesired behaviors and catch them being good. Perhaps you might choose to use a sticker chart or have them collect points towards a larger reward. Spend some time with them and give them individual attention. That can be useful reinforcement of new behavior. Often, children just want to be noticed that they are making good choices with their behavior. Catch them being good and let them know you saw it. Give a high five or a hug and be specific with your praise. Tell them what you saw. I noticed you took off your shoes when we walked into the house. High fives and thank you. When you reinforce the desired behavior, it is more likely to continue. Catch the child being good. Provide positive praise. Allow the child to participate in selecting reinforcement opportunities. Create a choice menu for both short-term and long-term reinforcements. Be creative. Learn what motivates your child and use that as part of your reinforcement. Consider both social reinforcements and tangible reinforcements. They could earn special time with special people. Or you could create a treasure box where they earn a treasure as a reinforcement. Other ideas can be found on ISRC's website, which you will see on the screen. Here's an example of a reinforcement chart. You could provide a sticker for each desired behavior over the course of several days. You can also visit ISRC's website for other charts you can download for free. You can pause the video and use this chart to help you plan out how you will use the teach, model, prompt, reinforce strategy to address unwanted behaviors. It is also important to focus on changing one behavior at a time. Too much and it becomes too overwhelming. Start small and slowly work your way up to additional behaviors. Remember, it takes time and consistency to change unwanted behaviors with appropriate behaviors. The longer your child has behaved inappropriately, the longer it takes to change it. For every year the behavior has been present, it takes about 1 month to change it. So if your child has been disrespectful for 2 years, it can take up to 2 months or more of behavior support to change it. And sometimes the behavior gets worse before it gets better. Be consistent and stick it out. It can get better. How do you know it's getting better? If you're using the sticker charts, you can notice increases in the number of stickers earned over time. You can also look back and recall the last time your child did a specific behavior. Was it yesterday, last week, or 2 weeks ago? It may be helpful to keep a journal and write down when your child does the desired behaviors so that you can note improvements. And if you feel you aren't noticing any changes, consider working with your child's social worker at school. They can help. Or reach out to your caseworker, ISRC or CHS. To summarize what we've learned in this module about behavior. First, you need to identify the unwanted behavior and its function, and why they are likely doing it. Then identify the desired replacement behavior. Once you know what that is, use the teach, model, prompt, reinforce strategy to replace unwanted behaviors with new behaviors. It is important to remember that changing behaviors takes time and practice. Hang in there. Investing in hard work now will make life a bit easier in the future.